Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? It's very serious in Uganda. We have a really horrible situation developing here. Massive rain, flooding unprecedented in Uganda has claimed the lives of at least 16 people, according to the Red Cross, and the region is reeling from weeks of rain. Rescuers have been recovering bodies of victims who swept to their deaths by the flash flooding in Uganda. Homes have been washed away. A number of roads have been blocked or destroyed. Large parts of East Africa have suffered floods and landslides in recent weeks. Hundreds have died. Millions have been displaced. And the events has been linked to an unusual weather phenomenon in the Indian Ocean. Climate change, definitely. What's causing it? Well, look, you got to start looking, guys, at Planet X, Nibiru, or this binary system, this dwarf star, planet number 9, the Goblin. They can call it whatever they want to at NASA and the scientists and astronomers. But the bottom line is this. It's affecting the planet. We're in a pole shift. We're shifting. We're seeing straight line winds accelerating, climate abnormalities everywhere. And the effects of it is definitely devastating for different parts of the earth. It's changing everywhere. Matter of fact, meanwhile, in Somalia, the authorities are trying to assess the damage caused by tropical storm Pawan, which brought wind and torrential rains to parts of the northern coast Saturday, cutting communications completely for some of the towns. But these heavy rains that are battering in Uganda for weeks has intensified over the weekend. Now, there is some good news about the rain in Israel. It's been raining in Israel beautifully. It is refilling the creeks, streams, and rivers, which, of course, lead on down to the Sea of Galilee, and which is the number one water source of Israel. It's a tremendous, beautiful blessing, and they're actually dancing in Israel over it's the latter rain. It's called the latter rain. You have the former and the latter rain. You have the early rain, the latter rain, which it talks about in the book of Joel. And when I started to look at this, I began to realize what God said he would do in the last days in the book of Joel in the land of Israel as part of the signs of the last days. Okay, now there's going to be signs like the sun, the moon, the stars, but he said he would also send the rain. And check this out. The Bible says in Joel 2, in verse 21, "Fear not, O land." He's talking to the land of Israel now, the Holy Land. "Be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. For the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God. For he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, the caterpillar, the palmer worm, my great army, which I sent among you. And ye shall eat and plenty, and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God that has dealt wondrously with you, and my people shall never be ashamed. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. Or in other words, never lack again. And these are the signs of the last days. Now you have to understand, when Joel prophesies this is way before the nation of Israel ever is conceived of coming back into existence. Israel doesn't become a nation until 1948 AD. And yet this prophecy says, in the last days, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. That's the very next verse. and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. And the old men shall dream dreams. The young men will see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaidens in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned to darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Are you part of that remnant, believers in Yeshua HaMashiach, the Son of the living God, Jesus Christ? Pray for Uganda, though, because in Uganda it is a terrifying situation taking place there. Our prayers go out to them. God bless all of you. We're in the end times. Don't miss today's live broadcast that starts at 12 noon Eastern. We'll be live here at the Salvation Station.